All right, enough, Liverpool. How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gab.
Jude Bellingham strikes to give Real Madrid a 1-0 win over Juventus. Jules, how are they looking in advance of the Clásico? And did Igor Tudor's side show you anything other than the ability to defend and be gritty?
Well, let's start with Real Madrid, and I guess the fact that their best player was probably Thibaut Courtois, with a couple of amazing, probably three really outstanding saves. One, especially on the one-on-one with Vlahovic, and 0-0. That saved them. He saved them again. I think tells you a bit of the story. It was not all Courtois because they still created enough chances. They could have scored another goal.
2.81 XG.
2.81 XG. The goal is a little bit lucky because Vinny hits the post and the rebound, and Bellingham scores the rebound. But you see also when Mbappe is maybe not on the greatest of nights.
You say that.
Yeah, the couple of
Mbappe the ankle breaker. This is straight from this is like Tim Hardaway or something. I'm really getting myself now.
But in front of goal, he was not clinical enough. And you know what? I didn't mind what I saw from Juve, considering how average they've been really, and they haven't won since September or something. There were times where I thought they were really good for the money, not just defending, but played well in transition. It was interesting.
But he changed the team to defend by putting Koopmeiners deeper and McKenna where he was.
No, for sure.
He's not going to do this against an average team, right? So then you still have the question, what is this team's identity going to be? Goulet, Bellingham, at some point, Valverde will have to stop playing right back because the right backs will return. This midfield, 4 into 3. Can you carry? We don't think Goulet and Bellingham will play together.
For me, this was too open. You can't play like this in the Clásico on Sunday. I would be very surprised if he put again the three midfields with Chouameni, Bellingham, and Goulet in the Clásico. It was part of our talking points on the website if you want to have a read of what we make of it and what we think of it. But it worked. I didn't think that worked that well with the ball yesterday on Wednesday night. And again, I thought they were far too open.
It's a lot of individuals.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
Exactly. And if you look at Bellingham's defensive numbers on the night, they're terrible for a third midfielder. So I
think the best line about it is that this does not look like a team that's coached by Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Arsenal beat up Atletico Madrid 4-0 on Tuesday to remote perfect. 3 wins from 3. Gab, some haters moan that it was all set pieces and counter-attacking. Do you agree?
No, come on. It's football. When you don't have Odegaard and you play against a team that comes in your house and defended well, and I thought Atletico Madrid defended really well in the first half. They picked their spots. They hit the woodwork. You have to find another way to win. And sorry, it's not just Odegaard. Eze is just a different player, and to do the Odegaard stuff, he's not on Odegaard's level.
Yeah.
I think it's also we don't have normal Bukayo Saka yet. He's whether he's still recovering or whatever. You know, he can't put a Superman cape on every game. So you get set pieces, you get counterattacks, but celebrate the fact that Martinelli's really fast in space and he's finishing. Celebrate the fact that I understand why Lewis Skelly doesn't start in the Premier League, but I can also understand Lewis Skelly can do stuff like this, he did in setting up the first goal. I don't get the Gyökeres hype still. Yes, he fills space and runs around and gets 2 goals in the end. I think were they both deflected or one was deflected? The other one was
one was deflected.
Whatever.
Not the second one,
but it's working, and that's his point. And then let's judge him when Odegaard is back. Yeah. Do not adjust your podcast device. This is not a hoax. Paris Saint-Germain put 7 past Bayer Leverkusen away in a wild, wild game.
Yeah, this was crazy. I mean, we said before that because Bayer Leverkusen play so open, so attacking football, and PSG are PSG, we knew there would be a lot of goals, but probably didn't think there would be 2 red cards within the first half, 2 penalties as well, 9 goals in total. The pick of the bunch, really, probably the Alex Garcia incredible strike, although you can make a case for Kvaratskhelia hitting the 2 posts as well. It was crazy. But if you give PSG this kind of space and time, they're going to punish you.
Erik ten Hag is gone. I don't think Leverkusen meant to be this open, but obviously when you go a man down, when you've got 10v10, the difference in individual quality becomes even greater.
Yeah,
because it's
absolutely.
harder to plug the spots. Leverkusen really paid the price for it. Zabarni, let's hope this was a one-off brain fart.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Horrendous.
To him. Yeah, but then Dembele coming back, the Ballon d'Or winner, I should remind you all, scoring 3 minutes into his return. Inter also perfect, Gab. 4 goals away at Union Saint-Gilloise. Were you impressed?
They got the job done. I was happy Esposito scored. Bonny did well. They're showing much more versatility. I think this year they're ready to push the defense higher up the pitch, even more so than they did with Inzaghi. But you got to judge the opposition. I mean, Inter have played Slavia Prague, Union Saint-Gilloise, and Ajax. Ajax were horrendous, and we'll get to them. This is why those people who look at a table and be like, oh, look, all the big teams are 9 points. Yeah. Inter's 9 points are not like Bayern's 9 points or Paris Saint-Germain's 9 points. Simple as that. Not yet. Jules, we're not done. We have more quick hits.
Yes.
Fermin Lopez bags a hat-trick as Barcelona beat up Olympiacos 6-1, which no doubt upsets Mr. Marinakis.
Yes.
But Jules, how angry must Mr. Marinakis be at that second yellow, which left his team down to 10 men just as they were getting back into it?
Yeah, and to be fair, Olympiacos were good. Even in that first half, 11v11, even before the Fermin goal that came, the first one that came early for Barcelona, even after that, even when they came back to 2-1 at the start of the second half, and then that's a really harsh second yellow for...
Can we call it cheating? Can we call Marc Casador cheat?
He made the most... Yeah, he makes a middle.
Which is cheating, yeah?
Well,
okay.
Yeah, it's not nice.
No, listen, I have to be consistent. If I'm going to slam Santi Jimenez, I got to slam
exactly.
this guy
very
too.
Similar. You're right. Very similar. Then obviously 11v10, Barca, Rashford hat-trick, Lamine Yamal, bit of a soft penalty, I thought. Fermin 3 goals, Rashford 2 goals, Lamine as well. Of course, they're going to score goals. It's just, again, we saw against an Olympiacos team that is a decent team, but nothing special either, how quickly or easily this Barca defense could get done.
Yeah. On the positives, we saw Dro start, who I thought did better than Tony at the weekend. Marcus Rashford gets his goals. Just wonder maybe could Rashford be the answer at center forward more so than with Lewandowski and Torres out?
Yeah, definitely. I think,
the vibe was definitely that I think of a team looking ahead to the weekend in the Classico.
Bayern Munich destroyed Bruges 4-0 and also stay perfect, and not just in the Champions League. It's 12 wins in 12 games in all competitions.
Yeah, who needs Jamal Musiala? Who?
Exactly.
Jamal who?
Exactly.
It's kind of wild when you think about it. Where they were this summer, all like we wanted to sign Florian Wirtz, and Voltemade, they're so stupid for going over there. He's too expensive. But it could have become. No, bro, you don't need these guys. And they signed Nico Jackson on the last day of the transfer window, and it sounds like they've picked up somebody else's trash, and they're 12 for 12, and they're playing well. And even when they had some issues in the Classico in the second half, not going to deny that. But they didn't concede a single shot in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean. And Leonard Carl, nice to see a homegrown guy, tremendous goal.
17 years old. Amazing.
I enjoyed watching Olise in the hole as well. Now, look, you don't need Musiala because sometimes it's Olise, sometimes it's Gnabry, sometimes it's that Harry Kane guy who's pretty good and scored again. They're flying. It makes no sense to me, but they are flying. They're really good.
Yeah, very good.
Erling Haaland is held to just 1 goal, but Manchester City went away to Villarreal 2-0. Jules, what did Pep learn?
That the team that's third in La Liga is not very good, even at home. That's Villarreal. I'm not sure. Maybe they showed too much respect. Or I don't like this expression because I'm not really sure what it means. But the first half was.
It means they were too scared and too defensive.
Why would you really? It was far too easy for City in that first half. They went 2-0 up, and then after that, as we've seen, we saw them doing that earlier in the season as well, including at Monaco, where they take a little bit of the gas, and Villarreal were a little bit better in the second half. But really, there was nothing for City to panic of. Haaland scored 24th goal of the season. Sorry, already for club and country. It's just ridiculous.
12 straight games.
Yeah, he scored 8 of City's last 9 goals. Bernardo is the other one that scored in this game.
And Bernardo scored a header too, which was nice for the little man. This is not the way to play against Manchester City. Unless you're a team that specializes and plays super defensive all the time, don't change. Go and attack City's back four. That's the way to play.
Napoli get absolutely bossed away by PSV Eindhoven, losing 6-2. Gab, Antonio Conte is furious and says that some players are selfish and egotistical.
Yeah, so first of all, Peter Bosch, we've given you a hard time.
Yeah.
Credit where credit's due. 6 goals is big. Now, 2 of those were own goals.
Yes.
A couple were sort of hit and hopes, great goals.
Yes, great
A
shots.
couple was a stupid counterattack where the Napoli players run into each other. But that said, it's a big, big win.
Yeah.
And you came from behind. So much respect, Peter Bosch. That said, Conte, look, you're with the players all the time. You must know what buttons to push. You said, well, we had to integrate 9 new players this summer.
Yeah.
That's not easy, upsets the chemistry. Sure. Liverpool also integrated many new players, I think 7 in the summer. That's also might be some of the hiccups. Now, that said, when you say some players are selfish and egotistical, when you say the newcomers need to shut up and be humble, Kevin De Bruyne is a newcomer, and then you don't name names, and then people are going to think that, maybe you're thinking De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Noah Lang does not helping himself, coming out and saying, well, Conte's only spoken to me once, and I don't get to play. Conte came out and said, what do you expect Conte to say? Lang's going to play when I say Lang plays. Again, let's hope he gets this right. I think creating this idea where you're saying you're letting the fans down, you're disrespecting the fans, you got to know what you're doing. Does he know, or is this another second season Conte implosion?
Yeah.
Time will tell. Harvey Barnes bags 2 and Newcastle beat Benfica 3-0. Jules, Jose Mourinho, not happy.
No, not happy at all. Second defeat in a row for him in the Champions League. 3-3 now for Benfica. They've got 0 points. Some of the defending. They didn't start too badly. Lukebakio could have scored. He looked really threatening on that right-hand side, against Bern. And after that, their defending, let them down massively, especially on Barnes.
It was the second one.
The second goal,
Where the center backs are vertical.
And Pope just, it's a long,
it's long throw.
Long throw with his arm, and it's just ridiculous defending, really. So, well done for Newcastle. It's a big win for them. They needed it. Nice 6 points out of 9. For Mourinho, there's a lot of work to do. I'm still not sure, really, that he has changed that much compared to Bruno Lage.
No. And shout out to Anthony Gordon. Another example of a guy I don't like and I've been critical of before. I don't like him purely because of the way he looks, but he's been really good. And I think he scored in every Champions League game for Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly. He's got 4 goals already. Only Mbappe and Ken, I think, have more. Enzo Maresca makes 10 changes and Chelsea beat Ajax 5-1. But this game was over early, really.
Yeah, 50 minutes in. Kenneth Taylor, you can't do that. Gets himself sent off. Enzo Maresca really opening the floodgates in this. That 10 change is a little bit deceptive, but we saw your friend Jorgensen come back in for Sanchez.
We saw 90 minutes.
Wesley Fofana coming back from injury. Will he ever be a regular on this team? I have no idea, but it's good to see him back. Enzo Fernandez also back in the lineup. Moises Caicedo at right back. Maresca did the right thing in halftime. 3 changes. You're 3-1 up at that stage. The other team's 10 men. Game is over. Got to see Reggie Walsh and people like that in the second half.
Marc Guiu scoring. You like
Marc Guiu scoring. Who would have thunk that? Ajax have serious problems, and I don't know. Maybe Farioli, despite the implosion at the end of last season, maybe that was a bit of a miracle. Farioli maybe was not the problem. Witness how well Porto are doing.
Yeah.
Tottenham Hotspur travel to Monaco, and it finishes 0-0. Jules, Thomas Frank needs to fix things quick. They're being rescued by kind Saint Vic.
Not bad. They did well. Vicario was an incredible performance. 3 massive saves.
Your thought Hutchinson thinks he's not good.
Well, he was very good on this. Yeah, to be fair, they've been good defensively, as in terms of not conceding too many goals. I thought they were so bad in this game because this is a Monaco team with a new manager who only drew 1-1 at Angers on Saturday, and Spurs go to the very hostile, as we know, Stade Louis II.
Yeah, very intimidating.
Very intimidating in the Glen Hoddle derby. And then there's not much really from Spurs with the ball or without the ball. Defensively, they were all over the place. Monaco really should have scored at least 2 goals. They should have won that game. It's a bit of a miracle, 1 point like they had at Bodo Glimt 3 weeks ago for Spurs. And of course, it's a decent start of the campaign. 5 points, unbeaten, 1 win, 2 draws. But actually, those 2 draws were poor from them, really poor.
Is it wrong for me to have a man crush on Akliouche?
No. Paris born and bred Akliouche, I mean, yeah.
He's a player and a half.
Yeah,
he's a player. You can keep your Golovin, you can keep all this stuff. I'm gonna take Akliouche.
I know. Enjoy him while he lasts with Monaco shot because he won't be there for too long. Gab, your boy Victor Osimhen scored 2 and wins the ball back for the third as Galatasaray defeat Bodo Glimt 3-1. You know what this means.
The best is yet to come. He's doing it. You're seeing this. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely absurd. Left foot, right foot, wins the ball back, runs his heart out. There are teams that go and spunk a lot of money on Victor Gyökeres, on Benjamin Sesko, on Matthias Cunha. And then there's this guy. Unbelievable. What can I say? Big win for Galatasaray. They're looking good. Igor Pachal's wonder goal gives Marseille the lead away to Sporting. And it was, I thought to myself, this is the best goal of the weekend, when I saw it. And I said, no, it probably isn't because there were so many good ones.
So many great goals.
More than 70 goals in total.
Amazing,
Crazy
amazing
stuff.
week.
Anyway, then Emerson, my boy Emerson Palmieri, Italian international.
Of course.
Emerson Palmieri, no less, gets a second yellow for diving.
Yeah, very
And they fall 2-1. Needless to say, our boy Roberto De Zerbi is fuming. You down with RDZ?
Yeah, fuming. I mean, really, Emerson with that kind of experience should know better. Don't try to con the referee because that's what he did. Really, he knew exactly there was no contact. On these days with VR and everything,
you're not going to get away with it.
You're going to get away with it. You're already on a yellow for a stupid handball that you didn't have to do, didn't need to do, or to make, sorry. And now it's the second yellow, you're off, and it's the whole second half with 10 men from Marseille, with De Zerbi, I thought, messed up tactically. And then eventually they come back and beat you, really. And
bit of luck, though, in the second goal, I thought.
Yeah, although his hand is a penalty anyway, I think it's given because his arm is just like that, Pavard. But yeah, he deflects it with his arm. Pavard had a shocker, he covers on the first goal too for Sporting. It's just not a good night for... Because that's 1 point. That's 3 points for Marseille now in 3 games, which they look great against Real Madrid, could not get just a point, then destroy Ajax like everybody does. And then in this game, they really needed something before some tough fixtures coming up. But hey,
if we're going to pick on players cheating, whether it's Santi Jimenez again, and obviously earlier in the show, we talked about Casado. Yeah. Do we need to talk about Pavard as well? Or do we give him a pass because he won the World Cup? No?
That was bad.
That was really bad, yeah.
That was embarrassing.
Thank you, VAR, for that one, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. Big bounce back away win for Borussia Dortmund. Gab as they beat Copenhagen away 4-2. Is Niko Kovac better than you thought?
Yes, he is. He is because, you're on the back of the Klassiker. Super negative first half. Felix Nmecha, that's the guy who's better than I thought. Certainly in this game. Yeah. That was another tremendous goal.
Very good goal. Yeah.
They've lost twice this year. They lost against Bayern. They lost against Real Madrid. Are 2 pretty good teams with pretty good players. They're right up there. Can they compete with Bayern domestically? I don't know. I don't think so. Can they do something in the Champions League? I think they need to sort a lot of things out. But as you know, I'm a big Girassi guy.
Yeah.
And it's okay. If you can't go and kind of out attack and be exciting, blah, 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 flying wingers type stuff, you can't do that, then be solid. And I think the goals will still come. You'll get them in transition, you'll get them off set pieces, you get them when you play Copenhagen, who are, despite taking the lead, can't hang on to anything. But I have no issue. It seems to me he's trying to be a bit Arteta-ish without the charisma and without the hair, obviously.
I mean, shout out to Dadason. I mean, great name to start with, but who scored for Copenhagen at 17 and 100 days or something like that. The third youngest ever player to score in the Champions League behind
Lamine Yamal
and Ansu Fati. So well done to Dadason, Icelandic international.
Karabag traveled to San Mamés on the back of 2 wins and scored first, Jules. But then Athletic piled on 3.47 XG and won 3-1. Is this a reality check for the team that, I'd started so well?
Yeah, we thought there could be maybe a bit of a surprise package and all of that. And it was, just Athletic Club were too good, too strong. Even with Nico Williams still not fully fit, you could tell. Without Iñaki Williams too, it was just they should have scored more than the 3 that
I thought when they were gifted the early goal, I thought, okay, you can go and you can manage this. The problem is if you sit off of them, and to be fair, again, talking about great goals, Navarro strike, ridiculous strike that put them 2-1 up. But yeah, you keep conceding chance after chance, and eventually you're going to capitulate.
Atalanta, huff and puff, but can't blow down Slavia Prague's castle and finish 0-0.
Yeah, huge game from the Slavia Prague keeper. I feel sorry a little bit for Ivan Juric. When Ivan Juric looks sad, he has that face. He looks extremely sad.
Yes, he does.
Looks like a dog with glasses or something.
Yeah, a little bit. I see.
2.59 expected goals. They had their chances. I think you need to stick with Kristovic. We had a Scamacca sighting as well towards the end. That'll help. I think they'll be okay. I think not getting the 3 points in this game means that you probably won't finish top 8, but they probably weren't going to finish top 8 anyway. Just keep going. They're on the right track.
Yeah.
Pafos go down to 10 men after just 4 minutes away to Kairat Almaty and still hang on for a 0-0 draw.
Yes, they did.
Jules, this is 2 points dropped. How stupid was Jacques Correa?
I'm not sure if it's stupid because I think it's one of those where he's looking at the ball and think that he can control it with his right foot, except that there's Luis Mata there with his head.
Yeah, you can't kick people in the head.
No, but that's not. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to control the ball. The thing is, once he turns and look, it's too late. Sadio Mane did the same on Ederson. He didn't mean to cut his head off again. There was somebody else the other day as well doing it. It's just one of those things where, now that he knows, he doesn't try to get the ball. Luis Mata gets it, and he goes.
It's the 4th minute of the game. You cannot put yourself in that situation in a game which
I know, but he doesn't know
is pretty much he's on the pitch. There's 11 opposing players, right?
Yeah, no. He looks at the ball. He's going to control the ball.
But he has no peripheral vision. He's got no idea.
But on this case, he didn't scan or take the information before. He's just controlling the ball. Yeah, but it's not like he went for the player. It's just one of those.
No, I'm not saying he went for the players, but
I know, but it's not.
The referee had no choice to send him off.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. And it's bad because you're right. It's team down. They still managed to draw. They had the 2 best chances anyway, to be fair. Even if then Kara hit the post on a lovely little slalom. But yeah, it's 4 minutes in. The second quickest red card in history in the Champions League. The first one being Shakhtar against Bayern like 10 years ago or so, after even less than the 3 minutes or 2 minutes 45 that we had in this one. Gustavo Hoffmann and Alex Kirkland report that Hendrik is open to a loan move away from Real Madrid in January. Gab, this is a no-brainer, surely?
Yeah, considering how much he played in the Club World Cup, considering the fact that he's been an unused sub in La Liga 5 times this season. He has played 0 minutes. Gonzalo Garcia seems to be ahead of him in the sort of reserve center forward role. Yeah. You need to go somewhere else. Hopefully you can score some goals. Maybe you can get back into the Brazil squad for the World Cup. He's still ridiculously young. I don't think Real Madrid give up on him.
No, definitely.
But it's obvious that this coach, for whatever reason, doesn't want to give him minutes. And so my view is he should have probably moved before. Moved in the summer. That should have been clear. I just have proper preseason, settled, play, and grow. Arsenal have apologized to Atletico Madrid, who trained on Monday night at the Emirates Stadium and had to take cold showers as a result because there was no hot water. Jules, I have to say, I am shocked that a tough guy like El Cholo Simeone doesn't take cold showers by choice. Doesn't make his team take cold showers.
Yes, I see what you mean, Gab. You're right. I'm not really sure about this story. I think it was nothing to do with Arsenal. Like nobody switched off the hot water.
Yeah, it was a fault.
Yeah, presumably. It was a fault. I think that was in the kind of area or something like that.
It's not like they have like a team hotel that's 10 minutes away with nice warm showers.
Exactly.
It's not that big a deal. But
exactly. And it's not like on the day before a game, you do a lot of hard training where you run and sweat a lot either. But it's never nice, I guess.
I think it was cold and rainy, to be fair.
And it was right for Arsenal to apologize.
But it's back in the day, I sometimes wish that we had...
Trick.
I wish we had this podcast. Don't you wish we had this podcast back in like the 1970s and 1980s when every European away trip, you had people banging pots and pans.
Absolutely.
They were turning up the heat, turning off the, come on. It would have been fun.
It would have been fun. Chelsea have added 33 players to their Champions League squad, Gab. 33, 3-3.
Yeah, now this seems a little bit over the top, obviously.
Yeah. Are you on the squad? You should be.
I'm not, unfortunately, you might find this hard to believe, but I wasn't born after 2004.
Okay.
Because this is the Chelsea B list.
B list,
now,
that's right.
For those who don't know, in the Champions League, You can register a maximum of 25 players. There's certain requirements for homegrown players. In Chelsea's case, I think they can register fewer because obviously we were found they settled their breaches of financial fair play. But you can have an unlimited amount of players on the B list. Players on the B list are club-produced homegrown players who are 21 or younger. And basically Chelsea went out and just registered their entire U18, U17, U16 team. Some familiar names: Thiago Silva's son, Michael Emenalo's son, Landon, who I'm told is like a serious footballer. Because they just have a ton of bodies there. This doesn't mean anything. Most of these guys, we're never going to see them. We're never going to see them this season for Chelsea. For sure. Chelsea say it's purely administrative. And what you see sometimes when you look at the bench of your favorite team in the Champions League and you see these names that you don't recognize, it's because what normally happens is when clubs need to fill out the bench, they will register these B-list players. They register them game by game. Chelsea said, hey, let's just register everybody in one go and saves us the time to do it game by game.